Have you ever found yourself stuck in a problem-solving loop, where the same issues just keep happening, no matter what you do? This is a scenario far too familiar for many of us. This relentless cycle, known as the problem-solving loop, can cause frustration and inefficiency, especially when we're unable to pinpoint the root of these recurring issues. But imagine just for a moment that there's a way to break free from this cycle, a way to dive beneath the surface of these problems and uncover what's really causing them. This is where the concept of root cause analysis comes in. Root cause analysis is a powerful tool that allows us to dissect a problem, peeling back its layers until we unearth the core issue. It's like being a detective, but instead of solving a mystery, you're solving a problem that's been holding you back. So, how can we break free from this loop? The answer lies in root cause analysis. Root cause analysis is a powerful tool to identify where issues are originating from. Picture a tree with its intricate network of roots hidden beneath the surface. These roots, unseen yet vital, are much like the underlying causes of problems in any organization or process. Root cause analysis is the shovel that helps us dig deep to uncover these hidden causes. The essence of root cause analysis lies in its name. It's a method to identify the root cause or the fundamental reason of a problem. It's not about treating symptoms or dealing with surface-level issues. It's about diving deep and addressing the very source of the problem. Now let's talk about the benefits. Root cause analysis helps in preventing recurrence of the same problem, which saves time, resources, and effort in the long run. It fosters a culture of continuous improvement and promotes a proactive approach to problem solving. It encourages critical thinking and fosters a deeper understanding of processes and systems. So how is root cause analysis different from other problem-solving methods? Traditional problem-solving approaches often focus on the immediate, visible symptoms of the problem and offer quick-fix solutions. In contrast, root cause analysis pushes us to look beyond these symptoms and find the underlying cause. It's like treating a disease, not just the symptoms. Imagine a leaking faucet. A quick-fix solution might be to tighten the faucet, but if the leak is due to a worn-out washer, it will soon start dripping again. Root cause analysis would ask, why is the faucet leaking? Leading us to the worn-out washer, and ultimately to a more permanent solution. In the world of root cause analysis, there are several methods to choose from, but if you're looking for a simple yet effective technique, look no further than the 5 Whys method. It's a powerful tool that helps you peel back the layers of a problem, one why at a time, until you reach the root cause. One of the most effective methods of root cause analysis is the 5 Whys method. It's like a journey that takes you from the surface of the problem down to its deepest roots. So, are you ready to start digging? The 5 Whys method is a simple yet effective technique for getting to the root of a problem. This is the third scene where we delve into the nitty-gritty of this intriguing approach to problem solving. Let's start by outlining the step-by-step process of the 5 Whys method. As the name suggests, the method involves asking the question, why, 5 times. This questioning process is designed to drill down to the root cause of a problem, and it's all about peeling back the layers, much like an onion. To illustrate how this works, let's use a hypothetical problem. Let's say a corporate trainer is having trouble engaging their trainees during sessions. That's our problem statement. Now, let's apply the 5 Whys. Why number 1? Why is the trainer having trouble engaging their trainees? The possible answer could be that the trainees aren't interested in the material being presented. Moving on to the second why. Why aren't the trainees interested in the material? Perhaps the material is too complex or not presented in an engaging manner. The third why. Why is the material too complex or not engaging? It could be that the trainer is sticking too closely to the textbook and not incorporating interactive elements or real-life examples into the sessions. For the fourth why is the trainer sticking too closely to the textbook? Perhaps they're unsure of how to incorporate interactive elements, or they lack confidence in deviating from the prescribed curriculum. And finally, the fifth why. Why is the trainer unsure of how to incorporate interactive elements, or why do they lack confidence? It may be due to a lack of training or experience in interactive teaching methods. As you can see, by the time we reach the fifth why, we've identified a root cause that can be acted upon. In this case, the trainer could benefit from further training or mentoring in interactive teaching methods. The beauty of the 5 Whys method is that it is iterative and flexible. If the first line of questioning doesn't lead to a root cause, you can start again with a different response to the first why. The goal is to identify a root cause that, when addressed, would prevent the problem from recurring. But a word of caution here. While the 5 whys method is a powerful tool for uncovering the root cause, it's not a standalone solution. It's important to use it in conjunction with other problem-solving techniques and tools. Remember, the 5 whys method isn't about placing blame or finding fault. It's about understanding the underlying issues that lead to problems. It's about digging deeper to find the true cause, rather than just addressing the symptoms. And it's not always about stopping at the 5th why. Sometimes you might find the root cause at the 3rd or 4th why. Other times you might need to go beyond 5 whys. The number 5 is not a hard and fast rule, but rather a guideline. And there you have it, the 5 whys method in action. But how do you apply this in real-world situations? Well, stay tuned, because that's what we're going to explore in our next scene. Applying the 5 whys method may seem daunting at first, but with practice, it becomes second nature. Now let's talk about how to effectively apply the 5 whys method, especially in a corporate setting. The strength of this method lies in its simplicity, but don't let that fool you. It's a powerful tool to dig deep into a problem and uncover its root cause. The first tip is to be specific. Start with a specific problem and not a vague or broad one. The more specific your problem is, the easier it will be to find the root cause. For example, instead of saying, "Our sales are dropping," you might say, "Our online sales have decreased by 15% in the last quarter." Remember, it's not about blaming, it's about understanding. When using the 5 whys, avoid the blame game. The goal is not to point fingers, but to understand why a problem occurred so that we can prevent it from happening again in the future. The second tip is to ask why until you reach the root cause. This might seem straightforward, but it's where many people falter. They stop at 2 or 3 whys, thinking they've found the cause. But remember, the root cause is usually buried much deeper. Don't stop until you've asked why 5 times or until you've found a cause that can be acted upon. The third tip is to involve the right people. The 5 whys is a team exercise. It's essential to involve those who are closest to the problem, as they may have insights that you don't. A diverse group can also bring different perspectives to the table, making it easier to uncover the root cause. Let's talk about some challenges you may encounter. One common challenge is the temptation to jump to conclusions. It's easy to assume we know the cause after the first or second why, but resist this urge. Take the time to dig deeper. Another challenge is the potential for bias. We all have biases that can influence our thinking. To mitigate this, ensure you have a diverse team involved in the process. Different perspectives can help challenge assumptions and lead to a more accurate root cause. Now, what if you can't find a clear root cause? This can happen, especially with complex problems. If this is the case, don't despair. It may be helpful to map out the different paths of your 5 whys analysis to see if there are common themes or areas where you can take action. Finally, remember that the 5 whys method is not a one-size-fits-all tool. It's most effective for straightforward problems with a single root cause. For more complex problems, you might need to use other tools in conjunction with the 5 whys, like a fishbone diagram or a fault tree analysis. To recap, be specific with your problem. Avoid blaming. Ask why until you find the root cause, involve the right people, resist jumping to conclusions, be aware of biases, and don't despair if you can't find a clear root cause. Remember, the goal of the 5 whys method is not just to find the root cause of a problem, but to understand it well enough to prevent it from recurring. It's about creating a culture of continuous improvement, where problems are seen as opportunities to learn and grow. With these tips in mind, you're now ready to tackle any problem head-on. But what comes next after identifying the root cause? Identifying the root cause is only the first step in resolving the issues you will encounter. And what, you might ask, comes next? Well, let's dive right in. Once you've identified the root cause of a problem using the 5 whys method, you're ready to take corrective action. This step is all about developing and implementing solutions that address the root cause you've identified, not just the symptoms of the problem. It's like treating a disease, not just the fever. It involves brainstorming possible solutions, selecting the most effective one, and then putting it into action. But how do you know if your solution is working? That brings us to the next step: monitoring results. You've implemented your corrective action. Now you need to keep a close eye on the situation to see if your solution is having the desired effect. This involves collecting and analyzing data and comparing it to your baseline data from before the corrective action was implemented. If the problem persists, you may need to revisit your root cause analysis and corrective actions. Here's something to remember. Problem solving isn't a one-and-done process. It requires continuous improvement, an ongoing commitment to enhancing your processes and results. It's like steering a ship. You don't just set a course and then ignore the wheel. You make constant small corrections to keep on track. So, you've identified your root cause, implemented corrective actions, and monitored the results. What's left? Well, you're not quite done yet. The final step is to standardize successful practices. If your corrective action worked, you'll want to make it a standard part of your process to prevent the same problem from cropping up again. This might involve updating training materials, altering procedures, or even changing the organizational culture. And finally, always remember to celebrate your successes. When you solve a problem and improve a process, take a moment to acknowledge the hard work that went into it. This not only boosts morale, but also encourages a culture of continuous improvement. But what if your corrective action didn't work? Don't be disheartened. Failure is often just another step on the road to success. Go back to your root cause analysis. See if there's something you missed, or if there's another way to address the problem. Remember, the goal isn't to never fail, but to never stop trying. So there you have it. The steps to follow after conducting a root cause analysis. Implement corrective actions, monitor results, continuously improve, standardize successful practices, and don't forget to celebrate your successes. Keep these in mind, and you'll be well on your way to solving problems like a pro. Remember, the goal of root cause analysis is not just to solve the problem at hand, but to prevent it from happening again in the future. So go forth, solve problems, and make the world a better place, one root cause at a time. Let's recap what we've learned today. We started our journey with the problem-solving loop, a cycle that allows us to identify, analyze, and solve problems methodically. Then we delved into the concept of root cause analysis, a powerful tool that helps us dig deeper into an issue and find the underlying cause, rather than just addressing the symptoms. We then explored the 5 whys method, a simple yet effective technique that involves asking why 5 times to get to the root of any problem. We've learned how to apply this method effectively, peeling back the layers of an issue, much like the layers of an onion. Finally, we discussed the next steps after performing a root cause analysis. This involves taking action on the insights gained, implementing solutions, and monitoring their effectiveness. With these tools in your arsenal, you're now better equipped to face any problem that comes your way. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.